Good morning, one and all. Today we are going to discuss with the chapter of Dmft Index. As you all know, regarding the introduction of indices, what are the ideal requisites, what are the properties, and how it's been classified. After that, you have listened regarding the OHIS index and OHI. And in continuation with the indices chapter, we are going to deal with DMFT index. Before going to DMFT index, we will know regarding the basic things of how the dental caries has been formed, what are the theories, and what are the factors that are being involved in formation of the dental caries, and how to identify them, and what is the indices that is useful for recording the dental caries. So, in this chapter, we are going to record regarding the dental caries and the other things. Coming to introduction of what is dental caries. Dental caries is defined as an infectious microbiological disease of the teeth that result in localized dissolution and destruction of the calcified tissues. There is presently an alarming rate of the increase in the prevalence of the dental caries in developing countries. The introduction of sucrose into the modern diet has been associated with increase of caries prevalence. As you all know, sugar is the main culprit of formation of the dental caries, or in between snacking also will make nowadays the dental caries formation. So the dental caries is defined as an infectious microbiological disease of the teeth which resulted in the dissolution and destruction of the calcified tissues. The relationship between dental caries and diet is characterized by, as if you are taking in this picture, if you take the sugar, the bacteria will degrade on the sugar that is on the tooth structures and forms acid, and acid on the healthy tooth structure will destroy the calcified tissues, which results in the formation of the decay. What are the theories of caries etiology? There are so many theories that has been formulated earlier of finding out how the dental caries has formed. They are the legend of worms, that is early theories of caries formation, and endogenous theories are like humoral theory and vital theory. Miller's chemoparasitic theory is the well advanced of knowing the dental caries formation in 1819 itself. This theory was proposed by W.D. Miller in 1890. He made the significant observation that many organisms can produce acids from the fermentation of the sugars, and showed that several oral microorganisms have this property, and lactic acid is one of the major acid formed. So he also showed that on the extracted teeth could be demineralized by incubation in mixtures of bread or sugar with human saliva. This was Miller's chemoparasitic theory, which was being accepted mostly, that is, which found out that the dental caries are being formed on the tooth structure due to the acid production, that is by the microorganisms. Other theories are proteolytic theory, proteolytic chelation theory, and autoimmune theory. These can be discussed in the chapters of the dental caries of epidemiology. So I am giving a brief note of what are the theories that is being used for identifying the dental caries earlier. Stephen's curve. It is an important 2 marks question. What is Stephen's curve? Within 2 to 4 minutes of rinsing with solution of glucose or sucrose, plaque pH is reduced from about 6.5 to 5 and gradually returned to the original value within approximately 40 minutes. This graphically plotted is known as Stephen's curve. You can see the curve when you are taking any types of, for example, not only this is a step where they have identified of giving the glucose, so that they have observed the pH level that is being gradually fall, as if like when you are taking any types of sugary contents or any types of food, okay, with sugars, okay, definitely there will be a gradual fall of the pH. Not only sugars, if you, after eating the meals also, there will be a gradual formation or decreasal of the pH level from 6.5 to 5, where the production of acids that is being produced by the microorganisms will become more, and it leads to the formation of the acid production. So the restriction might occur on the two structures. This is where the identification has been said as a Stefan's curve within the intake of the food or any types of sugar contents. Ecological factors of dental caries. This is the ecological factors what causes cavities, that is the susceptible to sugar, bacteria and time are the factors which will be forming the cavities on the tooth structure. Susceptible host tissues. These are the first things. They are the tooth. The morphological feature which might predispose to the development of the dental caries is the presence of deep, narrow or occlusal fissures or occlusal or buccal and lingual pits. Definitely, if there are deep pits or narrow pits where the brush cannot be going, or the materials, whatever things you are been using, will not remove the bacteria that is present in the fissures or the pits, definitely it leads to the formation of the dental caries. Such fissures tend to trap food, bacteria and debris, and since defects are common in the base of fissures, caries may develop rapidly in these areas. So a susceptible tooth will be forming the dental caries. The tooth position may also play a role in the dental caries formation under certain circumstances. Teeth which are being malaligned, out of position, rotated or otherwise not normally situated may be difficult to clean and tend in favor of the accumulation of the food debris and formation of the dental caries. This leads to the formation of the dental caries. If they are being malaligned, definitely the brush can't remove all the food particles that is being interdentally that has been stagnated there. So definitely the bacteria might accumulate and formation of the acids might take and decay may be formed. Saliva. It is one of the things that is present as a host factor. The fact that the teeth are in consistent or the constant contact with and bath in saliva would suggest that this environmental agent could profoundly influence the state of the oral health of the person, including the caries process also. One of the most important functions of the saliva with respect to the caries is to remove the bacteria. Next is the quantity of saliva. The quantity of saliva secreted normally is around 700 to 800 ml per day. The quantity of saliva may influence the caries indices, as is especially evident in case of salivary gland aplasia and xerostomia, in which salivary flow is entirely lacking, with rampant dental caries will be the typical result. As you all know, saliva plays an important role of decreasing the dental caries, as if it has the properties of killing the bacteria also. If there is a quantity of the saliva which has been reduced, definitely it may leads to dryness of the mouth and the formation of the bacteria that is present more on the tooth structure, which might release the acids and form the dissolution of the calcified tissues. So the presence of saliva is an important role in decreasing the dental caries also. Viscosity of saliva. It is one of the features where Miller has reported that the salivary viscosity was not that much of greatness of the importance in the dental caries. Occasionally, workers who has been reported with high caries incidence is associated with the thick and mucinous saliva also. Viscosity of saliva also has a role in playing the formation of the dental caries also. Antibacterial activity of the saliva. As said that the salivary antibacterial substances or enzymes like lactoperoxidase or lysozymes or lactoferrin, which is being produced by the microorganisms affecting the caries prevalence, can be decreased with the properties that are present in the saliva. Other host factors. They are the age, gender, race, socioeconomic status, and familial and genetic patterns also play a role in the formation of the dental caries also. It is one of the factors that have been present in the host factors which might lead in the formation of the dental caries. Microflora with carcinogenic potential. They are the various observations that indicate that the causal relationship between the Streptococcus mutans and the development of the early caries lesions of enamel and lactobacilli, however, seem to be associated with the dental caries and actinomyces strains with the root surface of the dental caries. These are the organisms that are present on the two structures within our oral cavity. So, the Streptococcus mutans, lactobacilli, and actinomyces strains, which are leading to the formation of the dental caries. Suitable local substrate that has been dyed, that is especially regarding the sugary diet, which might lead in the formation of the dental caries. Indices that are being used to measure the dental caries are decayed, missed, filled tooth index, that is the Dmft index, and decayed, missed, filled tooth surface indexes, that is the DMFS index, and caries indices for primary teeth, that is DEF, and significant caries index and root caries index. We are going to discuss regarding the DMFT index and the DMFS index. The indices that are used for the assessment of the dental caries, as I said, there is the Dmft index and the DMFS index. What are the contents that are present in the decayed, missed, and filled tooth surfaces? We are going to discuss regarding the following contents. Coming to the introduction of DMFT index. DMFT index was developed by Henry T. Klein, Carole E. Palmer, J. W. Knudsen in 1938 to determine the prevalence of the coronal caries, but not about the root caries. So, we should consider only decay in the wound at the crown level, but not at the root stems. This was been first that has been explained or that has been done by the Henry T. Klein, Carole E. Palmer, and J. W. Knudsen in 1938. So, you should definitely remember who are the persons who has been given the index in which year. What are the advantages? They are rapid, simple, and versatile, and universally accepted and applicable measurement used widely for several decades. Since it has been discovered in 1938 till now, the first thing has been with the World Health Organization also. It has been taken into consideration of the DMFT index, which was been earlierly discovered by the persons of Carole E. Palmer, J. W. Knudsen, and Henry T. Klein in 1938. What are the facts? This index is based on the fact of dental caries that are not self-healing. They leave a scar after establishment of the dental caries. Definitely. The tooth either remains decayed, or if treated, it may be undergoing the extraction or filled. So, the DMFT index is said as an irreversible index. So, it can be reversed into a normal condition. So, it measures the lifetime experience of the caries index. Once the caries has been formed, if you have been having the caries, it can't be again self-healed. So, it becomes a scar that is with a normal healing of formation into the arrested caries, or with a formation of the filling, or if the decay has been leading to the formation of the pain which is associated, definitely you are going for extraction. Definitely it leads to the missing condition of the tooth structure. So, it is a lifetime experience. So, DMFT has been categorized in irreversible index. What is the procedure? The DMFT index is applied only for the permanent teeth. This is the first thing you should know. So, it is useful for identifying only that has been applied in 1938 on the permanent tooth identification. The components that are present in the DMFT are: D is for decay described, M is for missing teeth due to caries, and F is for filled due to caries. So, the primary point is with the formation of the caries, it is being formulated, that is D, M, and F. So, what are the instruments that are being used? They are the mouth mirror and a explorer, that is especially the explorer, that is with the ADA specification number 23. So, it is Shepherd's Hook Explorer. Coming to the examination procedure, all the permanent 28 teeth are examined. So, the teeth that are not included in the examination of the DMFT index are the third molars, unerupted teeth, congenitally missing and supernumerary teeth, teeth removed for any other reasons other than dental caries, such as for orthodontic treatments or impactions, are not taken into consideration, teeth restored for other than the caries, especially regarding the pterygium sealants or the composite restorations which have been restored with other than the dental caries or not taken into consideration of the filling. Primary tooth retained with permanent successor erupted tooth or not also taken into the consideration. If the permanent tooth is not erupted, only the primary tooth is present, definitely you are not taken into the consideration of considering the tooth structures. So this is where the rules of examination of the DMFT should be taken into the consideration. Criteria for identification of the dental caries. The lesion should be clinically visible and obvious. This is the first feature of identifying the dental caries. It should be clinically visible and obvious. The explorer tip can penetrate deep into the soft yielding material so that it resists. Definitely, if the explorer tip can penetrate deep into soft yielding material, you should feel that with the explorer. Definitely, it is the identification feature of the dental caries. There is a discoloration or loss of translucency, typically of the undermined or demineralized enamel, is also one of the features of the dental caries formation. Tip of the explorer in a pit or fissure catches or resists the removal after moderate to firm pressure on insertion, and when there is a softness at the base of the area, if you feel that with the explorer tip, definitely it is the dental caries. Definitely you should know how to identify the decay by having these following features. What are the principal rules of recording the DMFT? No tooth should be counted more than once. So if the tooth structure has many features, like for example if there is a decay or if there is filling, definitely it is taken into consideration of only once with the DMFT. So if there is a decay and filling also, you are taking into consideration of the disease status, so it is recorded in decay only. You should not take into consideration the tooth has filling, so it can be written as filling also. No, it is only taken into consideration of only once. It is either decayed, missed, filled or some. So decayed, missed or filled teeth should be recorded separately. When counting the number of decayed teeth, also include those teeth which have the restorations with recurrent decay also. So if there is a recurrent decay, definitely it is considered as the decayed teeth. Care must be taken to list out the missing only those teeth which have been lost due to caries and also badly decayed that they are being indicated for extraction. It is a contradictory point where in 1930 the Corelli Palmer, Knudsen and Henry Ticklin has said that if they have been badly decayed, it is considered as indicated for extraction. But it's a contradictory point. If the tooth that is been entirely removed or if there are complete extraction done, definitely that is lost due to dental caries is considered as missing only. If there is a part of the tooth that is remaining also, you should take into consideration of decayedness only. So due to dental caries only, you are taking into consideration of missing. The following should not be counted as missing. They are the unerupted teeth, missing teeth due to accident, congenitally missing teeth, teeth that have been extracted for orthodontic reasons will not be taken into consideration of the missing teeth. So you should definitely remember these rules while explaining the Dmft index according to 1938 criteria. The tooth which may have several restorations but it is counted as one teeth for filling. Diseased teeth are not included in the DMFT count, and the tooth is considered to be erupted when the occlusal surface or the ensilage is totally exposed or can be exposed by gently reflecting the overlying gingival tissue with the mirror or the explorer. This is where the identification of the tooth structure, it is been completely erupted or it is been partially erupted to identify of recording the DMFT index. Examination method for DMFT. How the decay is identified. If a tooth that has been restored and caries are detected under the decay, so but it is not being considered under fill. So you are being taken, as I said, the consideration of knowing the decay is if there is a filling is been occurred, is been done, and if you have been seen that there is underlying decay that is formed, so it is being considered as decay only. Any tooth should be counted only once. So in this case, due to the secondary caries, it is considered under decay. In the photo, you can see that there is a filling and there is a decay that has been underlying under that. So it has been taken into consideration of counting in the DMFT as decay only. Missing. It indicates the number of missing permanent teeth due to decay. Those teeth which are being grossly decayed and indicated for extraction are also considered under missing teeth, but it's a contradictory point as said. Teeth extracted for orthodontic reasons, trauma, congenitally missing, and unaffected permanent teeth are not considered as missing teeth. So you must take into consideration if the tooth that is not been erupted cannot be considered as missing teeth. If it is been erupted and if it missed due to caries only, is considered as the missing teeth. Filled teeth. It indicates the number of permanent teeth that have been attacked by caries but which has been restored and keep them in a healthy condition of the mouth. The tooth with having several fillings also is considered as only one teeth. So if a tooth with the filling but shows the evidence of recurrent decay, it is counted as decayed. So these are the rules that should be followed. How to record the DMFT index? This is the format of the recording the DMFT index. How many teeth that have been seen by you, like regarding the DMFT index from 17 to 27 and 47 to 37 is being taken into consideration of the 28 teeth. So in decayed teeth box you are going to record how many teeth are being decayed, and in missed box you are going to record how many teeth missed due to caries, and filled teeth which has been restored with filling that is being due to decay is taken into consideration. The total DMFT is considered as D plus M plus F, so that the total score is being taken into consideration. How the calculation of the indexes has been done. The maximum number of the individual DMFT index is around 28. So the individual DMFT scores has been considered as each component, that is D plus M plus F. According to 1938 criteria that is being given by the Caroli, Palmer, Knudsen and Palmer. In 1987, the WHO, World Health Organization, has modified certain rules and regulations of the DMFT index and taken into consideration. They have been said that third molars has been included and the DMFT index has been included with the third molars according to WHO in 1987. The instruments that have been used are the same mouth mirror and the explorers, and in identification of the decay, not only the soft base with the undermined enamel, there is the marginal discoloration which is being taken into consideration of identifying the decay. So for the decay component, you should have not only with the soft base, there is an underlying enamel which is being with a discoloration, and if the explorer tip resists, definitely it is considered as decay. So in that WHO modification, decay component has been taken into consideration and third molars has been considered in the DMFT index according to 1987 given by World Health Organization. And missing component is the same, and temporary fillings has been considered in the earlier in 1938 as filling, but the temporary fillings are not considered as a filling component in WHO 1987 modification. So these are the rules, you should know that. Group average. If you are taking a DMFT index for a group, total DMF for each individual that is being divided by the total number of individuals in the group is being given the DMFT scores. Treatment index can be done as if the missing and the filling with divided by the total DMF scores into 100 will give the treatment index, and caries, that is care index, will be taken as the filling divided by the DMF into 100 will give the caries index, care index, and the restorative index also gives the same with the filling by decay plus filling into 100 gives the restorative index that has been calculated for the scores of identifying. Next one is the decayed, missed and filled tooth surface index. There you are going to record the DMFT index only. Here we are going to record the tooth surface index. Same as the DMFS index has been given the same persons, has been designated in 1938. And the procedure of the DMFS index is being applied as if with the permanent teeth. It has the three components as said, that is D, M and F, that is decayed, missed and filled tooth surfaces. So the instruments are the mouth mirror and the explorer. The surfaces that have been examined are the posterior teeth with the 5 surfaces that have been the facial, lingual, mesial, distal and occlusal. This is where the DMFS index differs from the Dmft index. Here you are recording the surfaces of the tooth structure. Coming to the calculation of the DMFS index. If you are going to calculate for the DMFS index, as I said earlier regarding the DMFT index, that is if you are going to take the tooth structure into entire count for the decay, missed or filled surface, filled teeth. But here in the DMFS index we are going to take the surfaces, that is as I said in the occlusal surface, mesial, distal, lingual and buccal surfaces. So while calculating the posterior teeth, there are 16 posterior teeth. If you are going to calculate that with the surfaces, that is 16 into 5, we are going to calculate with 80 surfaces, with 48 surfaces. That is the total of 128 surfaces are being calculated. If you are taking into consideration of the third molar, it is with the 20 surfaces, so the total is around 148 surfaces. We are going to record with the decay, missed and filled surfaces with the color coding, that is it might be dark black pencil with decay and green with filling and orange or red with missing. So if you are going to record for decay surfaces, what is the surface that is being decayed? If you are being identified with the mesial surface, you are going to mark with the mesial surface with the decay with the dark color. If the entire tooth is missed, that is entire 5 surfaces has been missed, we are going to color code with red color of the entire 5 surfaces with red color. If there is a filling on the posterior side, like for example in the posterior teeth, especially in the distal occlusal point of view, we are going to mark with the distal occlusal point of view of the tooth structure. So that is how the color coding of the posterior surface is being done. If the entire tooth is missed, definitely you are going to color code with the entire surfaces with the red color. Same wise, if there is an abutment teeth that is being filled with root canal treatment, then definitely we are going to take the consideration of the filling consideration. If there is any missing teeth without entire tooth structure that is between removed, then definitely it is set with missing only. So make sure that you are going to record in a proper way of the DMFS index. This is especially this DMFT and DMFS index is being recorded at the time of the clinical examination. So make sure with the points of how to make point of how to identify a decay, how to make the recordings of the missing and how to make the recordings of filling. Be thorough with the entire procedures of indications, contraindications, what are the properties of the DMFT and the DMFS index, so that there will be no mistakes in recording the DMFT and DMFS index. As I said, the DMFT index was given by Carol E. Palmer, J. W. Knudsen and Henry Klein in the year 1938. It has been modified by WHO, World Health Organization, in the year of 1987 and also in the year of 1997. According to in 1997, the DMFT index is the same as if the rules that has been given in 1987, that is with the decay identification, and there are 2 points that has been said by them, that is regarding the DMFT index at the time of 1997 by the WHO. The indices is recorded with the periodontal probe, that is CPI probe, that is Community Periodontal Index probe. It has a ball end with a 0.5 mm diameter, where we should feel the touch of the decay and also identifying of the missing or the filling conditions. If there are missing properties in that, we after the age of 15 years, it is been considered as a missing tooth. Below 15 years, it is not considered the missing tooth, as if it is considered the identification of the missing is not being considered with by the WHO. While recording in the 30 to 45 years or more than 30 years of above age, it has been recorded missing for any other reasons. That is not only with the decay, for any missing, it is been considered as missing in 1997 criteria. So these are the modifications that has been explained by the World Health Organization. So make sure, be thorough with the entire topic of the DMFT and the DMFS index while recording at the time of the chairside clinical examination. So I conclude this by this DMFT and DMFS index. So be thorough with the entire DMFT and DMFS index at the time of the clinical examination. Thank you.